Friday.
Yeah.
It's a great start, man.
Oh my goodness,
It's a great start for
love
sure.
it. And the challenge is, like for you now, how do you, even as a dad, think about modeling what this looks like for your son? Hello,
Hello, sir.
you must be Omar.
Yes.
Welcome.
How are you?
I am well, how are you?
Pretty good.
Omar, I'm Binyam.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, man. Omar, am I right in guessing you're just finishing your day
Yeah.
and about to start your weekend?
Yeah, man.
A
One
lo-
yes, day.
A long weekend as well?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be the first then to welcome you to the end of your day.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. It was a long day.
Yeah.
When did you start?
6.
That-
I got up at my house like around 4 because I take a bus in the morning.
Wow.
So,
So this is an extra long day.
yeah.
Do you have any energy for the evening, or you're like, I'm done for the
I
day?
was thinking about napping, but I'll see how it is.
Gotcha,
I just
gotcha.
go home and watch a movie.
Nice. You know, it's a pretty cool thing when you have that option, just to like unwind and like. I was watching this. This is cricket here.
Yeah.
It's rare to see cricket fields around here.
That's the thing. I see them play like that week that was like 34, 30.
Yeah.
I see them play. I was like, how you do it, man?
Oh my goodness. I mean, they're really passionate about it in their country.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
I actually didn't even realize we had all these fields here, to tell you the truth. I passed by this way, like my workplace is over that way,
Yeah.
and I passed by this way and I didn't realize there was all this here.
So many. There's football. People can actually come out here and play, but some people don't.
Gotcha.
Plus here it looks like more construction warehouses, so
Yeah.
nobody really knows about
Right,
stuff.
it's like very industrial around here. What is it
Only the people that work here that probably know about
that I know about it? Yeah, like my workplace is just over in this part here, and so I'm always passing by this way, but I'm like, oh man, it's my first time ever going deep into that south end there.
Yeah.
What is it you do for work?
I do spray foaming.
Oh, nice. Oh, hold on. I say that's nice. Is it nice or is it like brutal?
It's okay. Right now I'm doing a labor job because I just started working with them like
Yeah.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
So I'm in a labor position.
Okay.
It's okay, but
Yeah.
it's just like when the heat is going
Oh
on.
my goodness.
You don't want to be wearing like that suit on.
No kidding. Yeah, that's like brutal.
It's like I've been in there. And sometimes we do attics and stuff, so it's like it does get like crazy.
Stuffy.
hot
Oh
in
my
there.
goodness. Yeah.
Remember my first attic I did it?
Yeah.
I was pulling the hose in there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I was passed out because it was so hot. I was like, yo,
man.
leave me this time out.
I mean, it'd be nice if you had like I don't know, mobile air conditioning unit with you, right? It'd be like,
some jobs do have that. But
they do, eh?
yeah, some jobs. Because you just, like the ones with the filters, more convenient because then you don't have to worry about the hose getting,
Right.
or the airways getting caught or something. Right?
Yeah.
So, other than that, you gotta get used to the hose.
That's some pretty like serious stuff that you guys deal with, isn't it?
Yeah, you gotta wear a whole like face mask and stuff. It's like strong chemicals, man.
Yeah.
Because some of them like they heat up and they expand.
Okay.
When you spray them.
Yeah.
So like they expand and they turn.
Right.
hard,
I've
like,
seen those ones. I've seen
after,
those ones.
like, I'll say like 40 seconds.
Gotcha.
And
Like,
it will like come solid, right?
yeah, but it fills up that space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It fills it out and it makes like it will literally go to like even a tiny scratch. It will fill
Yeah.
up to the other side. Right?
It's
So,
fun
like,
to
it
watch.
won't fill up as much. Though,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
like it will fill up that like little
Zone.
cavity.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, those are fun to watch.
Yeah, it is, but like when you're spraying them,
Yeah.
you can't even see, right?
Oh,
Because the thing is shooting back at you on your like lenses and
Oh
stuff. so
man.
it's fogging up your like cover, so you can't even see. Now you gotta scrape it off.
Oh man.
And I'm here just looking at them from down here. It's like, yo, man, this is intense up there.
That's crazy.
But I did ask them to let me spray a couple of times just to see how it is.
Yeah.
Is your arms or your shoulders is done because you're constantly
Going up and
like
yeah.
this, like just, and you're like looking up. Sometimes
Yeah.
you do the ceiling.
Yeah.
So you're like that the whole time.
The strain is like intense, eh? Oh man. Okay, I have a new appreciation for your job, and I don't envy you.
I'll be like, sometimes I'll be like, I want to be a sprayer, but I think about it. I was like,
See, like,
I can't do that, man.
the work that I'm doing, I drive a truck, I deliver things, so at least it's air conditioned in the truck, right?
Yeah.
And it's air conditioned in the buildings I'm going into, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's labor involved, and then in this job here, I get to sit in air conditioning all day, which is
Relax.
brilliant. Oh, it's amazing.
But it's still, bro. But out of me, I don't like driving. As
Gotcha.
Like,
Yeah.
Because I moved from Manitoba.
Yeah.
Like my car there, even I had a car, I would rather bus.
I see.
Because it's like I hate being behind a wheel.
Oh,
I hate
really?
making turns.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
my legs hurts. It's like I
Really?
deal with that. Yeah.
Okay, so
Because it's like I feel like when your legs is just in one position for a long time
Yeah.
and just your foot, like you start to ache. for a bit, right? So
I could see that. I could see that.
I get tired right away.
Like very quickly.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's not my type of thing.
Okay. I love driving.
It is fun though. Like I love driving. I like to because I can get myself anywhere. Like I can
Yeah.
go see nice
The
places.
independence. Oh, it's
But I just
amazing.
don't like the driving
process.
part of it. It's just
Fair.
and it's long sometimes. Because I drove one time with my brother from
Yeah.
Manitoba to here, and I was like 14 hours driving.
Without stopping.
Yeah, and it's like we did stop obviously for gas and stuff,
Yeah.
but like to like relax for a longer time.
Sure. Yeah.
We didn't have that. It was like a 30-minute eat or something. And
Yeah.
then go.
Oh man.
You're gonna have to deal with that. But that's why I was like, I need to get a car here, but this city's big.
It's expansive. It's spread out.
Yeah, it's like I gotta like. For me right now with the bus is an hour and 20.
That's
It's
brutal.
crazy.
I remember that because I used to do it from like downtown out here too. It was intense, and like so I take the train over to like and then I'd have to transfer by bus, and it was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is I got to plan in advance, and yeah, it was a lot more involved.
And sometimes the buses don't run. I used to take the train
Yeah.
all the way to like northeast, and then the train halfway will stop because there's something going on.
Oh, I see.
It's like, bro, I got work to get
Yeah.
I can't do
Oh, that's intense. So this is where it's nice to have that option for Uber, even though that's also costly as well too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
yeah.
I've been hearing like insurance here is kind of weird. 'Cause they said like because in Manitoba, let's say if I want to pay month to month, right? I can do that, but let's say this month I can't afford it.
Hmm.
I can literally renew my insurance for 2 months, and then I can come back and pay the same.
Oh,
The same
okay.
amount, no fees.
That's
no
in Manitoba.
Late fee. Yeah, that's
Okay.
why. No late fees, no extra fees. Oh, why didn't you pay the last month? It's like, hey man, if you can pay for it, then that's when you can drive your
Yeah.
car, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, you get a ticket or you get pulled over.
Right. Right.
That's the thing here. They said if you can
Pay.
pay, you get a late fee or charge or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, I can't take that.
That's tough.
Because I was thinking about doing the 3 months.
Yeah.
And save up for another 3 months.
Okay.
And that would be like living better for me too.
That would be ideal. Yeah. It's a tough one, and it's not an easy economy right now we're working with. Oh, it's kind of brutal.
So expensive.
Omar, in my Uber, I like. It's a bit of a different experience. I like. I've got like a bit of a game that I've queued up, but it ties into something that I invest in life for me personally, because it's like something I feel really important that's important. So I've done a deep dive in saying, hey, the theme that I want to focus on for me is integrity. And so I've got like a list of questions here from 1 to 20. If you're game, I would love to be able to like. So all you do is you choose a number between 1 and 20. I've got like my little notepad up here. I'll read the question and then you give me some of your thoughts on it.
Okay.
So it's on the theme of integrity.
10.
10. Cool. I have no idea what the question is yet, so this will be the fun part of like saying, oh, here we go. That's from. So the question says, oh, this is a good one. How does toxic masculinity affect integrity?
Like, I feel like.
Oh, before you even answer, let's talk about like what do you feel is integrity in the first place? Like, how do you understand it? How do you sort of define it?
Integrity. I feel like it's the way like you carry yourself or you present to yourself. Like,
Yeah.
Is that where I'm going on with?
That's
That's how I feel. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like your
I like it.
integrity is like you.
Yeah.
You as a person, like how you carry yourself.
Gotcha.
So like if your integrity is kind of your like I don't know how to explain it.
So describe bad like a person who doesn't have it and a person who does, based on that.
I'll say a person like caring for other people.
Yeah.
Or like doing certain like things to hurt another person, like you have a bad integrity.
Okay.
That's how I feel. Like.
Yeah. So doing bad things especially bad things that affect others or maybe even yourself, is not good integrity. I like that. Okay. And then good integrity, integrity is, by contrast.
I never really someone asked me what that word means. What does it really
I
mean?
know, it's a tough one, isn't it? We've heard of the word, haven't we?
Yeah, I hear
And
like what other people say.
I know.
So you will think, okay, this is what it means.
Yes, of course. And that's why I like talking about it, because especially for us guys, I think when we don't know like what something is, but we feel like we hear it all the time, but we don't actually think about it practically, then it's kind of like off the radar. So that's why I like talking about it. Cool. I like your.
Sometimes, I'm sorry to cut you off. When we help with my girlfriend, when I see a word,
Yeah.
I mean, what does that mean? I'm
Yeah.
saying it, but I don't know what it means. And I'll go to my Google and I'm like, what does it mean?
Nice.
Let
me give you my suggestion.
Yeah.
And if I'm missing something in it, I'd love for you to say, hey, how do you think about this though, or whatever. Okay. So my understanding of integrity is when you have a moral code on the inside. You're like, hey, you should speak honestly, for example.
Yeah.
But then integrity is not only having that internal moral code that says you should do this, but it's also doing it. So if I say something like, you should always speak the truth, but I'm like lying left, right, and center, that's not integrity.
Yeah.
But integrity is, hey, I believe this. I believe you should always tell the truth, whatever the consequences, and then I do it regardless of the consequences. That's integrity. So basically, my definition is when your internal values, the values have on the inside, match or align with your external actions. So you're actually saying what you feel and believe. That's what integrity is for me. Cool.
That kind of does make sense. Yeah.
Does that make sense? Cool. And does it make it a little more accessible? And like, okay, now we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure. Yeah.
So let me read the question again. How does toxic masculinity affect integrity? Now, what's like when you hear toxic masculinity? I mean, it's one of those things that's thrown around. What does, like, how do you experience that word? Those two words.
I would say like a person that like wants his way or like forces like presence. I guess.
Yeah.
That's like he's trying to like show like his dominance. I guess.
I see.
I feel like the more you do that, like your integrity would be like you're fighting against it, because then obviously like deep down you feel like the right way, you want to do something right or you want to say something right.
Yeah.
But like you'd be like, okay, if I do that, everybody's gonna look at me weak or like
Right.
like I won't look strong if I.
Yeah.
I guess it's for that question.
Yeah.
That's why I'm taking that question.
Yeah, I like that.
Like they will think, oh, you're weak, or like this person is not this type of person that we thought, because his presence or his personality, like his, like looks, whatever his aura doesn't, like, but you're kind of fighting your integrity.
For sure.
And now you're acting like out of your character, right? Someone got you acting out of your character, because that's not you deep down, right? Because when you're with your parents, you're gonna act like a good kid, not a good person, right? Like you're gonna
Good
have a
example.
Good heart,
I
right?
like that. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's like I noticed that with me, when like when I'm around family, I always have that kind heart and stuff. But when I'm outside, I tend to have that. Tends to like get snappy. But I was like, what the hell?
Interesting.
I should just let it go, man.
Yeah.
When I realized that with my son, when I'm outside, I can't be acting like mad or like tough, because he's like, that's not how he looks at me.
Right.
When I'm out in public, so I gotta do that with everybody now. Like
consistency.
Yeah. So now that's what I try to do.
Interesting. That's a good observation.
Yeah.
Okay. How old is your son?
He's 6.
Oh, amazing.
6 years old.
Oh, man.
He lives in Manitoba with his mom right now, but he's staying at my mom's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was there like end of June, like the 28th until the 6th for a week or so.
Yeah.
And then came back.
Okay.
I'm hoping next year, like on my birthday, like in October, in a couple months,
Yeah.
I'll go back.
Okay.
I'm trying to move back, to be honest.
Really?
He's growing up.
Oh.
And like I can see like this is like the moment he probably needs me around. Because he'd be calling me every day. Constantly asking for stuff. I need to go back.
Oh man, it's a big deal being a dad, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
And we don't get to do it again.
Yeah.
Like it's like a one-shot sort of. Here's the moment of impact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I hear you.
Some people are lucky they'll have another kid. Some people are not lucky they'll have one kid. But they just gotta take a good use of it, bro. You gotta enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because even just sometimes I call him in the morning, right? Because they're
Yeah.
an hour ahead.
Yeah.
So him and my mom be going to work, and he be going to daycare and stuff. So I call him and catch him in the morning,
Yeah.
just to say good morning.
Yeah.
That's it. Or just yell at him in the morning real quick. Get up. He's like, I'm tired. I was like, who are you gonna stay home with, man? He's at that age thing he can stay at home by himself now. He's like, I'm tired, man. Like, me too. Get up. And it's funny, man. Seeing the same things my mom used to do it to me. Now he's still doing them. And it's funny, now I'm yelling at him to get up.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that.
No, being a dad is a big deal. I hear you, brother. Here's my understanding of toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity. That's okay. I was thinking about toxic masculinity as it's almost cultural. Culture's a way of understanding what it means to be masculine, right? So there's good forms of masculinity, and then there's unhealthy forms of masculinity. And so I understand toxic masculinity to be the unhealthy forms where you're like, you're not a man unless you like, act tough, or unless you don't show emotion, or unless you like are rude and abrasive and indifferent and stoic and all those things, right? So it's like this form that says you got to be tough, you've got to be strong, you've got to be immovable, and it doesn't give space for like the full other aspects of a person, because some of us, we're soft. There's times for you to be gentle, there's times for you to be emotional, like all the range of emotions, right? So yeah, I was thinking, how does that affect integrity for me? I've never actually really even thought of this question here. Because if integrity is matching your values on the inside with your actions on the outside, it means that you at least have an idea of what your values are, right? And for toxic masculinity, I wonder if those who practice toxic masculinity aren't doing it because that's what they've been taught in the culture, saying, like from the movies they watch, they're like, oh, all these movies, they show men this way, in a way
that's true. And like, especially for like African people that just move back up, that's how like my parents and like my brothers are raised. So like they pass it on to their kids. And like now too, like with my brother, I'm the only one, like I feel like in that house I can call him out in his bullshit, because I feel like because I came here when I was 10, right?
Right.
Like I grew up around saying, you can look.
I can't go that way. I'll just go
They
down.
said, you can do this, blah blah blah. You can't show emotions, certain ways, right?
Yeah.
Because then you be weak, right?
Right.
And I understand that, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that constantly. Like you gotta show that you're tough sometimes to get through stuff, right? Like if you're scared, sometimes you can like
express
get
it.
through the next step or whatever to the next chapter.
Because you'll be made. Right.
But like I noticed that like if you grow up in another culture and you move somewhere and you understand them too, you can mush them together and you can show like both emotions.
I see.
But like right now I can be like kind and soft around like everybody, but I can still show that toughness when I need to do it, right? Like I need to find that middle ground. But my brother, I can notice that he's on that toughness constantly, right? Because that's how he grew up, right? And he came here when he was like 17, 18.
Oh man.
So like he was already in that adult mind form of, okay, I gotta be tough to get through this. I gotta do this because I'm alone.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I noticed that my son, he's gonna have that soft, kind-hearted of him, because like he's having it nicer now. So it's like, and I'm raising him, like I'm telling him to be tough, but at the same time I'm telling him to be nice and kind towards other people.
Sure.
Like if it's not family stuff, be nice to other people. I'll be like, be nice to your friends or whatever, and don't want to be a different person every day. You're trying to be a good person.
Right.
Because it's like, you don't have to be tough, man. I don't want a bad kid when you grow up.
Right.
And that's somehow people end up being bad because they have to be tough every day and then end up doing dangerous stuff.
Sure enough.
Bad things and stuff.
Yeah.
They're not thinking, like, integrity is not, they're not thinking it through. They're not thinking about, okay, this is the right thing, I should do this.
And that's why I really appreciate this kind of conversation, because in this kind of, wow, everything's blocked off here, bro. I can't even go straight here. Okay, I'm going to go straight through and then try the back alley if that's an option, because this is crazy. Oh, man. But here's what I really like. I value this conversation, especially just because, here, imagine this. When's the last time you had this conversation amongst other guys?
Like, not a lot, right? If it's not like, and that's the cool thing, because you're a random person I just met today, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Like you can have this with your friends and
Yeah,
stuff, but
yeah,
it's not like you and your friends want to talk about it every day.
No.
Sometimes it's like, hey, bro, let's just chill out.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Me and my friends, when we smoke out,
Yeah,
sometimes those conversations
comes up.
and we talk about
Yeah. And the reason I like it is because these are ideas. I mean, I talk about this a lot, but even when we just talk about it once in a while, it helps us set expectations for how we relate to each other.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that immensely too, right? It's like really good.
And you get to know someone else. I don't know how they see it.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I'll be in the bus, I'll be like, what is this person thinking?
Yeah.
Like, what you got going on with your
Yeah.
life? And that's the funny thing, man. You just gotta talk to people and get to know people.
I have one more question for you. This one here, I want you to actually prepare to say no if it's not your thing. Is it really, because it's a bigger ask. There's this next one here. One of the things I do when I'm not driving Uber is I also love sharing, like I have videos that I post online in relation to this topic, because I also want to inspire other guys. Once upon a time, Omar, I used to be that guy that's like, I wish I knew how to do this, but I don't know how to do this. And I like that, now I understand it better, and I like making a space where others can have this access, where they're like, okay, this is helpful, right? So if you're open, and I would like you to say no if you're not, because it's a big ask. I would love to be able to even like share like our conversation with my community online, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
And the reason I'm saying it may not be okay is because some people really appreciate their privacy, and I want to honor that as well too.
Yeah,
and I don't want.
Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope I said something interesting for someone
You
to hear,
did.
you know?
Well, here's the beautiful thing about it is it's not like we choreograph this. This is like just a natural conversation, right? And I like what we're doing here because it's almost like a model for other guys who are like, hey, okay, I do not even know how to talk about this, but I want to talk about it with my guy friends, for example, so that we can actually start committing to like being better, for example, right? And encouraging each other that way. So, no, it was a fantastic conversation, and I love the insights, honestly.
So Friday?
Yeah.
It's a great start, man.
Oh my goodness,
great start for
love
sure.
it. And the challenge is, like for you now, how do you even as a dad think about modeling what this looks like for your son? It's a tough thing to even explain to a kid, even for me. But how to start showing, here's what it means to be the kind of man that you want to grow into, that you're like, okay, this is something good that is going to impact someone for the better, right? And I think it starts off with thinking about how we're doing this for ourselves, in essence.
I feel like every day when I talk to him,
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell him that, hey, the things you're doing, I did them.
Yeah.
And I try to explain to him what's good and bad, and I'll tell him, what do you think?
I love that.
I give him
I
the
love
chance
that.
to tell me if
Yeah.
things is right or not.
Oh, I
Sometimes
love it.
I'll be like, he'll be like, I think it's bad that I did something bad.
Yeah. You know what I love about that is that you're actually making it safe for him to like, I be aware of that.
Yeah.
I like that because like in my experience is more like, tell me what you did and then you're gonna get punished versus tell me what you did and then figure out how to be a better person because you're human.
I was like, I'm gonna talk to you, but
Yeah.
you will get punished.
Yeah.
after
Oh,
a
I like
certain
that.
type of conversation.
Sure.
But I tell him I'm the type of person like if you take something, I stole as a kid, I cuss as a kid, I did
Yeah.
those things. Right?
Yeah.
There are certain things that you should draw a line and you should
Absolutely.
tell him like, okay, I'm getting upset.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm mad at him, I'll be like, I'm not mad. I'm just upset at this little situation right now. I'm gonna get over it. I'm not mad at you. And I tell him that I'm not mad constantly, so you don't know. Because I'm yelling right now. This is not me being mad. I'm just upset at what you did because it hurt me a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And then he kind of understands. Okay, when I do this, he kind of. I'll be like, when I do stuff to you, you get upset, right? He'll be like, yeah, I do. Okay, so you're doing it to me too. Especially like when he promised to do something and he doesn't keep it.
Yeah.
I was like, how will you feel when I do it to you? Right? You won't like it, right? And he was like, yeah. And he's trying to keep his promise or like trying to keep his word. Oh, he started to remember. He's like, oh, I promised you to do this. I just did it. Look at you, man. You're sticking to something nice.
Do you know what I appreciate about you though?
Oh,
You're an actively involved dad.
yeah, man. I'm trying. Even though I'm far away,
I know, like I can see
constantly
that.
talk
Like,
to him, man.
that's pretty amazing, bro.
It's like, because I grew up without my dad around, right? So
Yeah.
it's like I have my two brothers and my uncles around.
Yeah.
Like, they were constantly there. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be there constantly too for mine. You know?
I appreciate that, bro.
Alright, brother. Have a good day.
Nice to
Enjoy
meet
your weekend.
you. I hope to see you again along the way, Omar.
You too, brother, man. Drive safe.
I will.
Alright, stay safe.
Cheers, man.